Hey y'all, thanks for tuning in to this episode of SwitchCraft Weekly Roundup. For those on the video and the audio, you'll notice some kind of audio glitches and bad audio for the first little piece. Just something I did wrong in OBS with Callie's mic in the browser source, nerdy shit. But I'll fix it. Just wanted to throw it out there when you started. It won't last the whole time. I fixed it during the stream as well. And just me figuring out how to do this. So thanks. Bye. Hello, everybody. It's us again. It's Callie and Zach.
It's us.
We are here.
Zach
this time we're wearing our SwitchCraft hat. Hello, we have a lot of little hats that we like to wear. This time we're wearing the SwitchCraft hat, and we are with you for another kind of chill, laid-back SwitchCraft iteration. This isn't a normal episode of SwitchCraft necessarily.
I was feeling like if Tito State of the Union is like button up, like tie energy, this is much more laid back. Yeah. Which is good.
Yeah. We were kind of dressing up, you know. And I have a big vision for what...
The stakes are also like higher politically.
Yeah. Also, I have a vision for like the satire State of the Union over time with the budget, what that show can be for us, especially. Yeah. We can do some really fun stuff for that.
We get cash money flowing in, like we gonna be going so hard in production, you don't even know. Both of us have degrees in production, so
yeah, man, it makes sense.
Ready. Yeah. But hell yeah, welcome to SwitchCraft. Thank you for joining us. This is Weekly Roundup.
Yeah, this is our first Weekly Roundup. Today's January 17th. We're going to be looking at some of the video game news that made the rounds this week, kind of chatting about it, joking about it, razzing about it, and having a good time.
There's some pretty laughable news.
It's true.
The whole video game industry as a whole is in some pretty laughable spaces.
Yeah, man, it's pretty wild, honestly.
Yeah, well, and a lot of it's just like, God, I just want to look at it and be like, y'all know, like, we can see what you're doing. Yeah, it's like if you use pattern recognition, if you like, I'm looking at the state of the world and I'm looking at like what the video game industry is doing, and I'm like, y'all are making dumb choices.
Yeah. Dumb choices being made everywhere for sure.
Everywhere.
Oh, sorry about that. Weekly intro song's playing again. That's my bad.
I'll tell you what, it's a vibe, so I don't blame it for coming back around.
We'll mute it.
Yeah.
That being said, y'all, I've been saving some news items over the week. I've been gleaning them and saving them to a little Google Doc. Again, this is going to be a little bit of a lighter fare. If anyone's with us, thank you for watching us. If you were with us last night for Tito State of the Union, thanks for watching that. That was we did a lot of hooting and hollering and yelling in that show, so that was a good time.
It was fun. Needs
to happen sometimes.
Yeah, it was cathartic, and I hope it brought some catharsis to somebody, you know, at the end of the day. And we're just trying to like stay wide awake during a time where it's like you got to keep your eyes open, keep your eyes aware of what's going on. Yeah, it's gonna be uncomfortable in your nervous system, but like take care of yourself through it. But like, please.
Also, in just a few minutes, the Seahawks kick off their
big
divisional
game.
Round game against San Francisco.
So big that our local bodega is doing buy one get one half off.
That's
pizzas.
Awesome. Here in Seattle, they're hosting the Niners, so go Seahawks. I'll be probably flipping that game on after this. I'm guessing it's gonna be about a 30-minute stream. I'm also going to be streaming after this as well. Oh, yeah. And Callie might be joining me on that stream as well. We'll see.
Probably be vibing.
Yeah, we'll see what we end up doing with that. But at any rate, one of us will be with you. You could probably stream in, and I'll definitely have the game on in the background watching it.
Oh, totally. You can
join us for that if y'all are going to be around. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Should we get to the news?
Let's dive into things, y'all. So we have 5 things on the docket, roughly, that I saved to share. I'm going to read them to you guys. I'll share my screen with you as well so you can see what I see. Callie has the articles up.
I have it on my laptop.
What order should we go in? Should I just pick one?
Let's start with the seasonal Switch sales.
Also, if you're on the audio side, sorry that you won't be able to see this. Yeah, that makes sense. That's kind of some of the news that's been building.
Yeah.
But we're going to be having the visuals up for people who can. So
yeah.
Here we go. So this is from Boone Ashworth on Wired. No, I'm sorry. I had the wrong one up. We're going over to Ars Technica. This is Kyle Orland, and this is a report about the Nintendo Switch 2 sales. Here, as you can see, Switch 2 sales show significant slowing as annual cycle sunsets. I'm just going to read a couple paragraphs of this. I probably won't read the entire article. It's quite long. But this is the gaming editor for Ars Technica, so he's a very senior.
This is the voice worth listening to.
Yes. And he's just reporting facts. So let's see what's going on with Nintendo sales, shall we? Nintendo Switch 2 was an unmitigated market success for Nintendo following its launch last June, selling a record 3.5 million units worldwide in its first 4 days and reaching over 10 million shipments in just under 4 months. But a new report from the game business suggests the frenzied initial sale pace may have slowed significantly in many markets during the system's crucial first holiday season. The report suggests that US Switch 2 sales were down about 35% during November and December compared to sales of the original Switch in the same period in 2017. In the UK, Switch 2 sales were down 16% compared to the original Switch during the last 8 weeks of the year. That's an interesting comparison because the Switch 1 was such an unprecedented success for Nintendo, and the economy is now also in a much different spot.
I remember when the Switch came out, dude.
Yeah.
That shit was like cuckoo bananas.
Yeah.
And then I remember, and then they were really, like, honestly, capitalized on COVID.
Yeah.
There was, like, a huge boom in people, like, using Switch. I remember I was so lucky because I had some stimmy money coming in. That's when I first got my Switch, was during that time, like, Animal Crossing came out.
Yeah.
And that, like, was perfect timing for the pandemic and stuff. But it's just interesting to, like, I'm not surprised that the Switch, like, sold so fucking hard, you know what I mean, in the get-go. But it's interesting because, I mean, ultimately, this is saying that it's slower than maybe they anticipated.
Yeah, and it's quite a bit slower than the Switch 1. The 35% compared to the Switch 1 in the US, that's a significant drop-off from Switch 1 sales. That is not an insignificant stat at all. That's a large amount of sales. But if we're going to be honest, it's not hard to see why. There's also been reports coming out that Nintendo's stock pricing is now down a record amount for them. I
wonder if this has anything to do with what we're going to be talking about later.
Yeah, quite possibly.
Well, it's just interesting that... Well, here's the thing. To me, I look at this news and I'm like, everything's down. I'm like, yeah, no fucking shit.
Yeah.
People don't have money to be spending.
Yeah, the economy's in a much different place.
Yes, and like globally
it's worth noting the Switch 2 costs about, what is it, $200, I think, roughly USD more than the Switch 1 cost.
That's
and that is
huge gap.
A huge
especially
gap.
right now when people are like living paycheck to paycheck in a way that they haven't been before. You know, people, especially people that utilize games, like this is every person that I have met, especially like as I have been stepping into the gaming world that really like is a gamer. Like, it's a part of their everyday life. You know what I mean? And they it's a part of their life, and, like, it's a lifestyle choice in a way. Like, that's, like, where they put a lot of their hobby energy. But a lot of those people as well, it's, like, the reason they put a lot of energy into these hobbies is because it provides a quality of life that maybe they wouldn't be able to get. Like,
yeah, that's so true.
Because you can invest in a console and invest in a game every once in a while, like, save up, and then you have, like, you have something that you can focus your energy on. So, like, it makes sense that it's down. Because a lot of the people who are playing games, you know, like, you get the people, of course, like, everybody plays games. It's a big gambit. But also, I'm like, it's expensive, and asking people to shell out a lot of money right now is really hard, especially if you're in the working class.
Yeah, that's so true. Because you feel in it, and one of the first things to take hits, unfortunately, are hobbies like gaming, going out to eat, the little luxuries, you know. Art's one of the big first ones, too.
Luxury. Video games are art.
And outside of just like the price alone, Nintendo's made some other questionable customer relation decisions. They've thrown themselves to be a little more line goes uppy these last couple years. And I mean, we talked about this on our walk the other day, but I kind of knew Nintendo was cooked this console cycle when we were watching the first Switch presentation about the Switch when they first announced it. And they had remember the tech demo game, basically, and it was the game that walks you through the Switch 2 and like walks you through the hardware and the software in it.
Yes.
And then instead of being included with every Switch for free, it was like a $20 retail price. And I was like, okay, they're cooked. They're going back to some bad habits.
To literally be like, we can show you exactly how to use this console, but we do need you to pay us.
Yeah, you need to pay us first.
That's kind of ableist.
Yeah, dude.
In its own
classist.
way. Yeah, classist in its own way.
Yeah, so that's an interesting trend for Nintendo. And also, they're selling all these bullshit DLC upgrades for Switch 2 games that should be free, where they're just charging you for a resolution upgrade and like a texture pack, things that they do not have to be charging you for.
Yeah,
and then there's games like Mario Party Jamboree, where the only way you get the Switch 2 benefits that you pay for is when you're playing the Switch 2 exclusive content. So if you go back and play the regular Mario Party game, it's essentially the same exact experience as playing it on the Switch 1.
Damn, dude.
The only time you're going to feel that increase is when you're playing it. The exclusive Switch 2 content.
I know we throw the word gatekeepy around a lot, but like,
it's also cut.
It
is, and it's also corner cutty. They're just cutting corners. They didn't want to have to apply the patch to the rest of the game, so they just cut the corner.
Yeah, dude.
Not to mention, people are really upset over the game cards basically just having codes on them now.
Yeah,
a lot
dude.
of them don't even have full games on them anymore. You still have to go on the internet and download the game. That takes a huge part of the Switch's appeal away.
Well, and also
for a lot of people,
it really goes back to the fact that like the thing about like physical media is when you buy it, you own it.
Yeah.
It's like buying a CD, a vinyl.
Yeah.
Like you have that music. It's like that, because that's a big thing they're talking about with like when you don't have games like on a SIM card, like the card, if you don't own the fucking game, if it is in the ether, nothing stops Nintendo from taking that away.
No.
Again, not saying that they would, but like they have the ability to.
Yeah.
And you're taking ownership away of this creative piece from somebody who purchased it, and that's just slimy behavior in my opinion.
Man.
It's just so slimy. It's just slimy.
Yeah, so keep an eye out on what's going on with Nintendo. We'll see how things progress. 2026 is not looking like it's going to be a banner year for games, at least not that they've announced. Typically, this is the time of year where they'll start to schedule a Nintendo Direct, and I'll be looking out for that. And if we get one, we'll definitely be there to talk about it. Maybe we'll do a reaction stream to it if we can get up early enough, because they're always at like 6 in the morning when they have them.
Oh.
I would like to see some big names.
I mean, honestly, we wake up early.
It's true. I'd like to see some big name games released, though, for the Switch in 2026 to at least justify the price tag of the console. That being said, should we move on to the next item on the list?
I would love that.
I think I'm going to move on to this.
Sorry, I'm just checking.
Just mute it. Just hit mute, bruh.
No, I muted it. My whole computer was muted.
It just said you were not muting it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just
You're
wanted to
so
check
good.
on it.
Okay. Moving on to Meta's layoffs at Supernatural.
Let's go.
This is Boone Ashworth. This is the one I wanted to lead off with naturally because it was open. This is Boone Ashworth at Wired came up with this. Meta's layoffs leave Supernatural fitness users in mourning. So Supernatural Fitness was a VR fitness program that was a company that was making like VR, like fitness apps for VR users, essentially. And Meta bought them. It was a big fight with the FCC. Meta didn't even want, or the government didn't even want Meta to buy them, but of course nothing ever goes in our favor as a consumer, so it got rammed through anyways. And apparently now there's been mass layoffs at Supernatural Fitness and reorganization. Then the service is worse.
Okay, this is interesting. Well, first off,
Dude, would you like to read this one?
I would love to.
All right, Callie's going to read a couple paragraphs from this article. This is also a very long one, but essentially it's talking about this fitness app that people loved and why they don't love it so much anymore.
All right, I'm going to read.
Okay.
My fists flail, punching the air as sweat drips from my VR headset. I hear a stranger's heavy breathing through the rollicking dude bro anthem blasting in my eardrums, courtesy of the pop rock band Imagine Dragons. Me and two people I just met are punching digital blocks that fly at our heads in the VR workout platform Supernatural. We're breaking in, shaping up. My new friends have nameplates floating above their heads that say Chip and Alyssa. That's all I know about them. When the song ends, we each rest our respective real-life bodies, who knows how far apart, out of breath. This workout had us weaving, jabbing, and hitting lots of flying blocks for points. I feel it in my bones. While I nearly punched the TV in front of me several times, I missed many of the digital blocks I was supposed to hit. That brought our group score down. I wipe my brow and start apologizing. They quickly stop me. It's okay, Alyssa says. We're all in this together. I always say, Chip says, if I miss him, as long as I swung at him, I'm still getting a workout. His avatar gives me a high five. I grin. Then we punch more blocks together. Clearly, this is affecting consumers in a pretty big way.
Oh.
Because they set this up for
Definitely.
me to know that like this game, this program is playing an important part of their life.
Yeah.
Like clearly these people are like on
They
a
love it.
team. They
Yeah.
love it. They're working out. Do you like people talk about all the time, like working out, having like bringing that into your life creates routine for people. That's really good for your mental health, for
Yeah.
your nervous system. And this is setting this up for me to understand how important this game is for people, and Meta's decision to be pretty careless about understanding like why people consume different products. Like this is affecting people's everyday lives.
Yeah,
and
man.
not to mention every worker who lost their job, every creative who lost their job.
Yeah.
For no reason other than probably than saving fucking money, because Meta is going to tank.
Yeah, man.
The tech bubble is going to
It's
burst
bursting very soon.
And rightly so. The tech bubble deserves to fucking burst.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's interesting. I want
Yeah,
to point
dude.
out how interesting it is the way that this started. Would you like me to keep? Yeah. So Supernatural is a virtual reality fitness subscription service available on Meta Quest headsets. It works like a mix of Peloton and Beat Saber. Users pop into beautiful virtual locations like the French Alps, then join lessons narrated by exuberant coaches who guide them through rhythmic boxing matches or more flowy dance sessions. Released in 2020, Supernatural was consistently one of the best performing apps, in Meta's VR App Store. It was widely hailed as a flagship app for the medium. But Meta's widespread layoffs this week to its Reality Labs division include cuts as Supernatural, though the number of people in Supernatural has been affected is still unclear. So there are cuts that have happened in that program or on that team, but we don't know how intense. While Supernatural service is not yet ending, this platform will no longer receive any updates like new songs or workout lessons. Oh, that sucks. Especially for like what people use this for. An email response to questions from, because they do use it fucking daily.
Yeah.
Tech people, game industry, realize when you're creating these kind of things, people are building their daily routines around this. As people in the gaming industry, playing Fallout 76 is like a routine thing.
Also, did you see here under all systems go where you're reading, where they announced recently they're not going to be announcing any new content to the game, but they're keeping the 100-year price tag for a year the same.
Okay, that is
you can
shady
read it right here.
shit. It's like keep paying $100 every year for nothing to change.
For many Supernatural users, avid
just
fans,
have access to it. That's a pretty fucking steep price. I wonder how much is in it now. Well, like I'm curious to know how big is the game now.
Yeah.
But if it's a game that's promising constant growth, like then you have to be good on your word.
Yeah, I'm going to read another paragraph here a little bit further down. The reported reason for Meta's rejiggering of its finances is to shovel funds into the company's forays into artificial intelligence, like its Meta AI platform and its Ray-Ban and Oakley smart glasses. Meta is also shoring up its so-called super intelligence lab to build the next generation of AI tools.
Okay, can I tell you how fucking dumb the Ray-Ban and Oakley smart glasses? That sentence is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in the fucking world. Can I tell you something? We don't need that. We don't need that right now. We don't need it right now.
Go off, Queen.
Thank you. There's no fucking reason that we are shoveling cash money into AI. This is going to be...
It's just consumer waste. Just blatant consumer waste.
So fucking obvious. I have feelings about AI. I make them very clear. AI is clearly here to stay. We have to figure out how to work with AI.
Yeah.
But the way we are using AI is quite literally sucking resources from our planet. It is like it is a global crisis. And we have to get serious about it. Companies like Meta throw AI around like it's literally because it's a cash cow.
Yeah, man.
They throw it around because like there is so much money in the concept of it. But you know what that money also is? Liquid.
Yes.
The money is not real. And also it's literally destroying our planet.
Literally.
Like the resources it requires to keep AI at the rate that we're using it for stupid things like generating dream pictures like a duck sitting on top of a sailboat with a whatever. And
man.
Like that is unnecessary.
Thank you for reinvesting that. And waking up to ash and dust. And here's where the game currently is now. On Tuesday, Bloomberg reported that Meta has laid off more than 1,000 people across its VR and metaverse efforts. The move comes after years of the company hemorrhaging billions of dollars in its metaverse products. So,
that's
the Meta division is going to be completely probably dissolved, I imagine, within
unfortunately
months, years, and all those people will be out of a job.
I gotta say, unfortunately, like this is like the karma of Meta, of like the suits making these decisions of like just following money.
Yeah, man.
Because they didn't keep the most important thing like in mind when venturing into creativity, like video games. It's like you have to be willing to invest in the creative process. And you cannot utilize artificial intelligence in the creative process if you want a successful business.
Yeah, it's so true.
Humans are what make creativity unique and interesting. and what pushed the bounds. But they were so obsessed. But also it's because AI is tied to a lot of other things is why they're pushing shit. I know.
Yeah.
But it's just like these suits don't remember that the people that they hire to work for them, like you have to keep that in mind when you make your business decisions, that there are entire lives being built around the fact that like somebody is working in this field.
It's ridiculous.
It's a labor issue.
Yeah.
When I worked
100%
on the Microsoft fucking campus, I did not work for Microsoft. I technically worked for Compass Group, which was the food vendor for Microsoft. I was a server at a fine dining restaurant on the Microsoft campus. But being around Microsoft employees, being around the suits, it's just like you can tell that these companies don't see their employees as like whole people.
Yeah,
they see them as like a means to an end.
Yeah.
And there's that mentality exists because it's a growth, like a consistent growth mentality that exists within the tech industry when growth has to be finite because the resources they use to build tech come from our Earth, and the Earth's resources are finite.
Yeah, man.
They will never run out because the Earth is regenerative.
As long as we don't let them.
As long as we don't let them, we have to keep them in track. And big tech is well on the way to raping the Earth of its resources in a way that is like we have to be talking about, and that includes goes back to simple ethics.
Speaking of raping the Earth, we'll get back to that in a minute. I'm saving the big raping the Earth story for last. I'm going to move on to the next story, I think. Sorry for everybody who loved Supernatural Fitness. Seemed like it would have been a good community and a good time.
The way that they started this
sorry about Meta.
Helps me understand, like...
Yeah, really good article. Read that whole article, by the
important.
way. That was on Wired. I just recommend Wired in general. They're one of the only publications that are actually doing the right thing and fighting the right fight with the right... And they're on the right team,
and this
so
shows me how,
good for them.
I really hope these fucking companies start understanding that, like, technology is important because it helps provide community for people in ways that maybe they weren't finding it before.
Speaking of, reading from Ars Technica, Kyle Orland again. BioWare's Anthem. This is from January.
Oh my God, good job.
This is from January 5th, by the way. So I know this isn't explicitly news this week, but the effects are here now. What he was reading about what he was writing about has now happened. BioWare's Anthem will soon be completely unplayable. Replay the troubled jetpack shooter before the server shut down for good on January 12th, which this day has officially passed us by.
So is this officially a dead game?
This game is officially dead.
I'm so sorry for the BioWare community.
We'll admit that we weren't paying enough attention to the state of Anthem, BioWare's troubled 2019 jetpack-powered open-world shooter, reading here from Ars Technica. To notice EA's July announcement that it was planning to shut down the game's servers, they weren't paying enough attention to notice. But with that planned server shutdown now just a week away, and now happened, we thought it was worth alerting you readers to your final opportunity to play one of BioWare's most ambitious failures. Anthem was unveiled at E3 2017 in a demo that was later revealed to have been largely faked, of course, I added the of course for people listening at home, to paper over major issues in the game's early development. Anthem's early 2019 release was met with a lot of middling to poor reviews, followed by about a year later by the promise of BioWare general manager Casey Hudson that a long-term redesign, quote, and, quote, substantial reinvention of the overall game experience were coming. Hudson left BioWare in December 2020, though, and a few months later, the planned Anthem overhaul was officially canceled.
Wow.
So this game was just...
It was already fighting an uphill battle.
Yeah, the servers have been on for 5 years past any 2020. They basically canceled any future content updates. The game's been online since then. It's had a small little community, I imagine, and now it's dead. So another instance of companies not understanding what players want, not understanding how to make multiplayer games that are interesting. They don't understand gamers. Corporate suits, the people that are greenlighting these games, and I'm not talking about the developers.
No.
They don't understand what people want. They don't understand consumers.
Because the suits probably have never been a gamer.
A lot of them, no, of course.
Like, you know what I mean? Because gamers come from a certain world. Like, the gaming world is just now breaking out of like stigmas.
Yeah.
And it's going to start breaking out of stigmas in a much bigger way because there's going to be a much bigger group of people who are going to be looking for more sustainable hobbies and places to put their energy, and games are going to help provide that for them. So, like, the stigmas are being broken in big ways. But, like, they don't understand how these games allow people who perhaps have not had community before find that. Yeah. Because they have, one, the internet.
Yeah.
And two, immediately you have something in common. you love this game.
Yes.
And people can unite when they love something that brings them joy.
Yeah.
And also, when you have an online platform, you are automatically creating community because you are bringing people together in some way.
Yeah.
And like, community, people will find each other that way. And it really goes to show they don't know their people. And also, we talk about it a lot with Fallout. It's like 76. Like, if you can understand the communities that are utilizing your, like, as a company, like, if you can understand those communities and invest in them, they will invest in you.
In a big way. In a big way, for sure.
There's a reason companies call, like, big community members whales.
Yeah.
Because they are. They're important for these companies fiscally.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get fucking bent.
It's all, a lot of it comes down to trust too. If you can't even have a real trailer for your game and you have to fake that, fans are going to sense that bullshit from a mile away.
Yes, and like, don't expect good faith to last.
And they released
when empty promises.
And Anthem had a lot of technical problems. It was released on an engine that was not made to maybe an MMO engine, and they were shoehorning it in because EA was under this directive. They wanted every game to be made under the same engine, no matter what game it was. That was just EA's thing for a while. So BioWare got drug into that too, and they struggled as a result. This was once a loved and revered game developer. They made the Mass Effect games, which are some of the most loved space RPGs of all time. And they got into the fucking EA cyclone, and down they go. And unfortunately, this is the result of that.
I feel like before I was even like more in the world of video games, like I would even be able to call out EA as
they're just scummy.
Well, can I tell you why I know that is because like the games my brother played growing up, and he didn't play a ton of video games because like the games that like my family was buying for him were sports games because he was a sports kid.
Yeah.
And every time he got a new sports game, I was watching it and I'm like, it's the same fucking game.
Yeah.
And
they charge you $60 every year.
And for me, that alone, it's so easy to be scummy in the sports world.
Yeah.
Because sports are so fucking.
Which is the sports gambling epidemic. I'm calling it what it is. It's an epidemic. It's infecting every aspect of sports and making it almost unwatchable at times, in my opinion. It's in pro wrestling now. It's everywhere you look.
Dude, the fact we were talking about that earlier because we're both.
And I love AEW, and the fact that I just get a bad taste in my mouth that they're affiliated with DraftKings.
And I know why they do it because Tony Khan is a visionary, and he's like, you have to use the system to beat the system, and pro wrestling is one of those things where it's like. That's where you can do that.
And of course, they're trying to be taken seriously, quote unquote, as a sport,
and that's part
which
of
is
pro
silly.
Wrestling's image is having to like be included in the idea of sports
context. Yeah,
but it's also I'm like it's really scummy to be on DraftKings because if you understand wrestling as like an art form, you could kind of fucking break the system.
Yeah, dude.
But also DraftKings makes it to where like the only way that you can like make a profit
you have to hit certain specific
and that
things.
Is where it also can get scummy because I'm like, who knows if things could be fixed?
Yeah, man. Being a consumer,
we're seeing there's a lot of corruption in sports betting.
Yeah,
I just want to say that.
Yeah.
Like,
being a consumer in any context is just not fun right now. So we're trying to keep it fun.
So try to put your money where your mouth is.
Keeping it fun, and speaking of fun things, Fallout Shelter is now an Amazon reality competition TV series where contestants live together inside a vault. This is from Wesley Ian Poole at IGN. Second to last story. So thanks for being with us, guys, on this episode. This is fucking crazy, by the way.
So many thoughts about this.
Amazon has announced a spin-off TV show called Fallout Shelter. Fallout Shelter is the name of Bethesda's strategy spin-off in which you manage a vault and its dwellers while under pressure from the wasteland. Fallout Shelter, the Prime Video series, is a reality competition show along similar lines to Beast Games.
Oh, okay.
Here's a trailer potentially for it. I don't know if I even have the sound set up for it, but we can at least watch the visuals. Sorry if you're listening. It's just a teaser, it looks like. I'm going to kind of scrub through it. I'm not watched this. Yeah, they're just announcing the show.
Okay.
And they're doing casting.
Here's the thing. As a Fallout player...
Beast Games fucking sucked, so that's not an immediate good...
No.
Not a good...
Shit. But also, here's the thing. As like a Fallout player, I know exactly how they're going to do this. I can picture the vault. I can picture... Like, they're going to build a vault. They're going to build the whole set.
Shall I read to you from the casting call really quick?
Yes, please.
Fallout Shelter. Working title. Is a new reality competition series based on the hit Amazon drama and computer game of the same name. The Dwellers, contestants, live together in a top-secret vault where they compete in a series of games that tests the 7 core attributes from the Fallout world. Strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck. Special. The series will not only test Dwellers' core attributes, but also their loyalty and alliances. It's a game of power dynamics, popularity, and social strategy, in which will ultimately result in a huge cash prize, but you have to have what it takes to be the most most special?
Dude.
Or do you have?
Okay, I have.
Callie, what are your? Callie's been
I've
coy
been-
with this because she's been not wanting to talk to me about this because she's been wanting to get my thoughts in real time.
I'm ruminating.
So I'm going to ask you, as a fan of the Fallout franchise here, currently, what do you think of this overall? Because it is an interesting thing.
Okay, so first off, reality television, I understand its purpose. I have existed in spaces where like I have enjoyed reality television. I see the draw. It scratches an itch.
Yeah.
There's an interesting demographic. I saw that like I don't know what it would be anymore, but when I saw it, it was interesting. It was like the highest percentage of like people that like watch a lot of reality television, like The Bachelor, Bachelorette, or it's like highly educated women. So
That's
I know it's
crazy.
like a cathartic. It's a catharsis for something. So it's
Yeah.
catharsis for something they're experiencing in their life, in their culture. And I get it because women have been raised in a lot of ways to hate other women. And a lot of reality television
That's
is
so-
watching that happen.
That's so true.
Yeah. So I get that. But I also like reality television leaves a really sour pit in my stomach because we have watched the fact that reality television allows certain kinds of people to rise to fame who are not very good people. Like narcissism, reality television like attracts narcissists. Of course
Yeah,
it
man.
does. But the reason this is intriguing to me is people who don't understand Fallout
Yeah.
going on this show. Here's the thing. As a person who understands Fallout and as a person who understands and sees the like overall vision of Fallout, like what's the metaphor
Right.
that Fallout's talking about? How were they treating people in the vault? What were the mindsets like in the vault? If they are truly walking into this being a Fallout game like that, I'm like, if I went into that game, if I went into this show knowing Fallout, I'm like, I'd be overseer in no time. I'd be like, I'm going to be doing this.
You'd be double crossing every single person in that vault.
Well, because I would be like, I know how to survive in the wasteland. I know what Vault Tech wants me to do.
Yeah.
So, but that being said, if you don't understand it and you're thrown in this, like, this is going to throw people for a fucking loop.
I'd
'Cause
start the tunnel snakes.
Oh my God.
But in real life.
Oh my God. It'd be so fucking funny. Like, because, well, I would go on and sow some fucking, like, I would
Would you
win this-
go on and talk with a transcontinental accent like you were from the Fallout universe?
I would be like, hello, Vault Dwellers. Good morning. Welcome to day 72 in the vault. You know, I would be there. And I would win. Because like this, like one of the things that fascinates me about the Fallout franchise is the psychology of it.
Knowing Amazon though, and knowing
It's gonna be shit.
if they're name dropping Beast Games and
No,
saying
gonna
it's
be-
looking
no,
gonna be
here's
like
the thing.
that, it's gonna be a
would-
disaster.
The reason I laugh is because if they actually were gearing this towards Fallout fans, and if I'm like, it would be the most interesting like, case study.
Yeah. It'd be like a
Ever.
psychological thriller of
It
a
could
reality
be.
series.
It really could be.
That's what they're gonna try and have it do because that's
But-
what they tried to have Beast Games
but
be.
here's the
And they've
problem.
just failed at that.
Because they want money. The people that they're gonna bring onto this,
Yeah. Are gonna be motivated us by a certain
and
thing.
It maybe think they'll surprise me. Maybe it'll be legitimate fans who are wanting to role play, which
Yeah,
it could
perhaps.
be. But my gut says because people will see this and the show's gaining popularity, so it's hitting the masses, and there are a lot of people, normies, who love the idea of potentially doing this kind
Yeah.
of stuff. It's the Big Brother of it all.
Yeah.
So it is literally going to be like Big Brother but America style. That's
Also
what
worth
I see.
noting, I think it's very funny to think about this show existing because any Fallout fan, any fan of the franchise knows that the vaults were running experiments on the
Yes.
dwellers, and that's like a huge part
so
of
I
the
literally want to be like,
lore.
is there going to be an experiment that the audience knows about? The audience knows about, but nobody in the vault does.
I know.
Probably,
I
if
would
they
love
wanted-
that.
if they were
It
to
depends
do
on
it-
how much they're gonna go in. If
Well,
they
and
go
that's-
all in, it could be really interesting.
It could be interesting, but also
I guess I just have little faith.
But
Me
can
have
I-
little faith when it comes to Amazon and Bethesda in
too.
particular.
and can
Two
I tell you
companies I
something?
distrust.
And the reason I think that it's probably better that it isn't what it could be, because what it could be is like fucking mental. Like it could be the Stanford Project.
Yeah.
Like it could legitimately be like a interesting observation in what a potential psychosis could do when somebody is willing to convince themselves and buy into the reality of like nuclear fallout,
Yeah.
dystopia. And here's the thing, the parallel to our current reality.
I know. I'm like, is this a training program? What is
really,
this?
That's why I'm like,
It's like, hey guys, come see what it would be like to live in a vault.
yes,
Huh?
and so, but it's interesting, and I kind of want to be like, I hope the people who go into this understand their mental health and their nervous systems to keep themselves separate enough.
Yeah, man.
Because like, if you're not coping in a healthy way now, and you go on a show like this, like people don't understand the reason I love
for real.
Fallout is because it's a catharsis for me seeing the current state of the world and me being like, oh, it's all fucking ending.
Yeah,
and
for
Fallout's
real.
like, yes, get the catharsis out so you actually do something about this life.
Yeah, man. Well, so yeah, keep
So
a
would you
lookout.
do it?
No way, no way. Would you?
No.
It would be demeaning, but
It would.
I'm gonna plan
But
on watching it.
Here's the thing. There's a timeline where if it was bad enough out in realities, I would, like, Evil Callie would go on this and dominate.
Another timeline,
because I
for
would
sure.
walk out and be like, I actually care about Fallout as a franchise.
Yeah,
Who else does?
yeah.
You, we're gonna win.
I'm looking. It doesn't look like there's a timetable yet. But yeah. So this also comes in the wake of Fallout 2, Season 2,
Great
for
show.
Amazon, which seems to be another good
We
season of
watched
a good
maybe
show.
5
so.
episodes of the first season, and it's
You know,
if you're a Fallout fan, I think you will like the show.
Yeah, so keep that in mind, and if you think that sounds fun, it's coming. That being said, should we move on to our last story of the day, and one that I have intentionally been saving for last here, and that is Jensen Huang, the CEO of NVIDIA. This is from Gizmodo. This is AJ Dellinger. Jensen Huang is begging you to stop being so negative about AI. It's extremely hurtful, frankly. And I think we've done a lot of damage, he said. And to be clear, he's talking about to AI, not to the planet.
No.
Which would make that that correct. Would you like to read from this, please?
I would.
Callie's going to read from this article for us here.
And there's one thing I want to say before I dive into this. The ego.
Yeah, man.
NVIDIA? Is that how I say that?
NVIDIA.
Yeah. Huh?
NVIDIA.
NVIDIA,
Yep.
that's what it's called. Sometimes, the thing about tech is they like to be confusing. NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang, who has seen his net worth skyrocket by nearly $100 billion.
Good note there, and that
since
thank you
the
to that
AI
article.
boom started a couple years. Since the AI boom started a couple years ago, like 2 years ago, would really appreciate it if you would stop talking about how the potential harms of the technology that supercharged his fortune. It's really harshing his vibe.
I like the tone this article's written in already.
In an appearance on the No Priors podcast hosted by Elad Gil and Sarah Guo, Huang took an aim at people who have suggested AI may have some significant detrimental impact, from job displacement to expanding the surveillance state.
Not to mention what it's going to do for the planet.
Not to mention how it is decimating natural resources. Do you know where the majority of these huge AI facilities are? They're in the fucking south. They're in deserts.
Yeah.
And you know what they use to cool it? Water. And you know what you don't have a lot of in deserts?
Water.
Water, dumbasses. Quote, it's extremely hurtful, frankly, and I think we've done a lot of damage with very well-respected people who have painted a doomer narrative, unquote. He said, fuck off. Fuck off.
Callie's about to cook. I'm putting the box on her here.
Fuck off. Because our doomer narrative is simply because we're like, I'm sorry, what you're doing is affecting the planet. And your greed, your desire for more fucking money, even though you sit at a profit from the last 2 fucking years of $100 billion fucking dollars, get the fuck out of here. It's repulsive.
Yeah,
this is
it's awful.
ego.
It's in such poor taste.
This is,
of course, it is.
dude,
but
and this is one of the things that fucking grinds my gears about the tech industry. They're obsessed with increase in profit. The suits have gotten to these people.
Yeah.
Like the people in the tech world are creatives. They're creatives because in order to find ingenuity in tech, you have to think beyond our current understandings of technology. But that requires us utilizing the resources of the planet, metal, and electricity,
and water,
to grow. But that is not, it's what we said earlier. It is not an infinite resource.
It cannot be.
It cannot be because it is physical. You know it's infinite? Our creativity, our imaginations, yes. But you know what we have to do? When we are having an idea, we have to be like, this is so cool, but wait a second. Grounded in reality. What does that mean for my fellow fucking man? Because this man ain't thinking of anybody but himself, brother. And you know what does that to people? Cold, hard fucking cash.
You've got to read this next paragraph, babe.
According to Wang, considering the potential existential risks of unleashing AI on society may do more harm than good. Okay. Quote, it's not helpful. It's not helpful to people. It's not helpful to the industry. It's not helpful to society. It's not helpful to the governments.
It's funny because it's so, what he's saying, it's such a thinly veiled projection.
It is
because he's
obvious.
telling what he's saying is he's talking about
helpful.
AI in general, truly, but he's veiling it as people talking about AI. But like,
Generally.
brother, what you're talking about is AI. AI is not helpful. AI is not helpful to people. AI is not
Yes.
helpful to the industry. AI is not helpful to society.
No.
AI is not helpful to the government.
You know what's not helpful?
To the people. It's helpful to you and the suits that run your fucking
Making
companies.
money.
And now that's why RAM sticks cost $200 now, because they're shipping all the other ones to go run these data centers that you're building.
Dude,
So from a gamer's
unnecessary.
perspective, it's not good. From an environmental perspective, it's not good.
Nope.
It's only good from one perspective, and that's Justin Wang's.
Well, and literally for
What a loser.
On like speaking like on a
It's crazy.
more, dude, fucking loser. And speaking on a more like
Re-
broad
he's-
scale,
he's-
not
he's-
good for humanity.
It's crazy to think that this man, Justin Wang, is going to be one of the big dominoes that causes the AI bubble to burst and the global economy to collapse, because NVIDIA is the highest valued
Good.
company on the stock market because of their partnership, and they keep investing so much money in AI companies to keep reinvesting back into
know
them,
what's-
and they've created a fucking cycle and a bubble.
It's Ouroboros. It's the
Yeah,
snake
it
eating
literally
itself.
is.
And it's so funny too because all the money that they're investing is liquid.
Yeah.
So not only they're investing fake money.
It's propped up on
into-
stilts.
It's a house of
Sticks,
house
just
of
like you
cards,
said
house of
last
sticks.
night.
It is.
It's all the same.
Man, big bad wolf. I'm the big bad wolf coming down. I'm gonna fucking blow your house down because guess what? Your house
But
is
yes,
unsustainable.
sorry if you're an AI person, but it's not good for gaming. It's not good for anything. We
Nope.
need to get AI out. AI
It's not good for people.
has
and
uses.
creativity.
If you can do localized instances
Yeah.
of AI, smart machine learning on your own machines to do processing use it as a
I was
tool
gonna
for
say,
creators.
do
Don't
you
use
know-
it to replace
do you
the
know
creation.
how you can use AI to do huge computing to help us do huge problem solving? You know what huge problem solving looks like? Feeding Americans in food deserts
Yes.
sustainably. Because we're going to have to be doing that. And you know what? The computing's going to be big. And the planning's going to be big.
You know what other computing is big though? Mass surveillance
Matt,
and Palantir and
dude,
OpenSea and-
No, what's the fucking under...
Raytheon.
Raytheon? Like that kind of shit? No, but like... It's true, but it goes like this last thing. It's not helpful to the governments. I'm like, okay,
Yeah, he says don't ask them.
See,
Don't go ask them about regulation. Please
this
don't.
is-
He's like, please don't tell the
this-
government to regulate this.
this
Whatever
is-
you do, please don't tell them to do
dude,
that.
please don't. This is like such an obvious, also like
Self-interest.
self-interest, and it shows me what we suspected all along. And when I say suspected, is what we know because we're seeing. We listen to what they say. We see patterns. We are watching what's happening in the world. The U.S. and this market, AI technology, like the success, it's intertwined,
Yeah, man.
and we're seeing it because who are the American oligarchs?
It's all the tech bros. A lot of them. It's big tech.
A lot of it's big tech.
Yeah.
So like
Big tech, self-defense.
when the AI bubble pops, like as America collapses, which is we're in a collapse. It literally makes me think of the song "Oh Lord, the Great Collapse." Isn't that from Fallout?
That's from Far Cry 5.
Far Cry 5.
Yeah.
But like
That song is like eerily prophetic when you
because,
listen to it
it's like
sometimes.
the Great Collapse won't be our end. Like
Yeah.
the Great Collapse was never going to be as prophetic and huge and doomsday as all of these different cults have like made it out to seem.
So true.
It was simply going to be the structures and the systems at play they're no longer sustainable. Therefore, they have to collapse.
Yeah.
But you know what's left? The people.
And we
Us.
get to rebuild something.
And we have to rebuild. And if once the American system collapses, the AI bubble and the tech bubble collapse.
It's all going.
And guess what? That's called karma.
Yeah, so I thought that would be a fun thing to end on. We'll start this transition out, but
Thank you for letting me go off about
Jensen
AI.
Wang just really doesn't want you guys to be mean about AI. So if you guys want to make Jensen Wang happy, please don't be mean about AI. But if you want to make him sad,
All you have to
please
say
bully
is,
him about
AI's
AI.
not very helpful, and he's like, shut the fuck up.
That's awesome because you don't even have to bully him personally. You just have to bully his shitty products that he invests in.
Yeah, dude. And honestly, like we didn't even go into like the psychological issues.
No.
Like AI is causing people to go into psychosis.
They're going off the deep end because of it.
And like we
It's
have
crazy.
to care more about our community and our neighbor. We have to care how the structures that be affect people.
Yeah, man.
Like what the fuck?
Yeah, man. Those are some of the biggest stories around the news industry from the week. We hope you guys enjoyed.
Thanks for being here.
I
And
had a good time just kind of chatting with you guys for about 45 minutes or so and just bringing you some news and just
Yeah.
kind of laughing about it and
listening.
seeing
Yeah,
what's
man.
good.
Thanks for listening to me cut some promos.
Once when Callie and I are eventually not just only playing Dredge and Fallout 76, we'll talk about what we're playing, but you'll also be able to see what we're playing because most of
Yeah.
the games we play will be
Well,
streamed.
And I was gonna say, like,
And speaking of,
if you like seeing us talk about games, if you like being in that world with us, catch us on streaming. 'Cause,
yeah,
like,
we're
that's
probably
what
going to
we're
be streaming
doing
here in a
lot.
bit. I'm going to have the Seahawks game on in the background. By the way, they're
Yeah.
7-0. They scored on the opening kickoff
Seven's a great
return.
name. Great number.
Just track that down. That being said, I'm Zach.
I'm
Callie's over
Callie.
here. Thanks for being with us on the weekly roundup. We're going to be resetting here in a little bit, and we'll probably do some Fallout 76 streaming for a little while,
I'm
and
definitely gonna jump on Fallout.
just have a little chill out sesh. And I hope you guys will join us for that.
Love you.
Love you.
Mwah.
Mwah.